time it is. Welcome to track number 1, where you will see Team Canada in white versus Team Mexico in charcoal. My name is Sonia Blade.
And I am the great Smacksby. This is going to be a really close matchup, I think, Sonia. Both of these teams coming into it with the win already in their group. Really interesting to see what they bring to the table here.
Absolutely. I watched these two teams match up in 2016, where Canada took the win 54 points to Mexico's 28. So it'll be interesting to see how Mexico does this year. So let's introduce our teams. In white, we have number 00, Christopher Bennett, 101, Potty Mouth, 110, Mr. Testosterone, 12, Gordon Walker, 137, Death Ray, 17, Daniel Zimmer, 213, Sylvia Sleep, 222, Spencer Sleep, 25, Uncle Dad, 256, Andre Morrison, 338, Flustercluck, number 4, Stand Aside, number 5, Red, 50, Buddy Ollie, 56, Stephen Clark, 66, Jeff Titchborn, and 7804, Viking Size.
And for Team Mexico, skating in the black with the green accents, we've got number 1, Dino Roar, number 10, Ghost, 16, Soy Tupero, 164, Carl Lefu, 18, Michael C, number 25, Dr. Manhattan, number 30, Alex Storm, number 316, Trash, number 47, Silencio, number 5, Pablex, number 51, Naked Alien, number 6, G.I. Joel, 69, Party Boy, 7, Tegelman, 75, Nawal, 86, Dragger, and 88, Chino.
And we do have a bit of a delay to the start of this game. The medics have been very busy today, so we're awaiting the medics to finish up their reports. I think they've lost a couple of them to the hospitals, and we're just waiting for everything to be sorted out.
How you doing?
Oh, hello.
Good to see you. I hope you caught my good side, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, we did have some injury trouble in the previous game, so as we say, a little bit of a delay to proceedings. Of course, we don't want to go ahead without enough medics, because this is a full contact sport and people get hurt. So we need to have people on by to make sure that the risk of injury is minimal.
Absolutely. We can't stress enough how important medics are to the game. We can't play without them. So just bear with us while we wait till we're all set to go for this game.
So we can see Canada warming up just now on the track. Or perhaps you can see the audience warming up next to the track. It's important to limber up before watching a roller derby game. You don't want any sitting related injuries. If you're having a drink, you know, you could tweak something in your arm. I mean, I picked up a pint one time and tore a bicep. I was really unfit. Don't ask. But
it's important. I heard one of the skaters dislocated their shoulder, so that could have been an injury from picking up a pint earlier.
It's possible.
We have no idea.
It's entirely possible. It's a weird world out there, Sonia.
So Canada, in previous men's roller derby World Cups, they placed 3rd in 2014, and they placed 4th in 2016. Mexico placed 9th in their first World Cup, which was in 2016.
So yeah, certainly an even level of play there, not too much of a gap in the skill level. So a lot to play for here. Lining up for Mexico, it's going to be Carl Lefu. But for Canada, he's not your uncle, he's not your dad, he's Uncle Dad.
And with that, we are underway. Carl Lefu is at the top of the pack against a solid tripod of Canada blockers. He is knocked out by Sleep.
One of the Sleeps.
One of the Sleeps, the brother Sleep. And I believe Lead Jam is going to Mexico. It's neck and neck as Uncle Dad is right on his tail.
Carl Lefu sees the danger, gets overtaken by Uncle Dad, calls the jam there, so we're going to have a double donut with that one. Pointless jam. But look at this maneuver. Both jammers kind of breaking out at the same time. Polar opposite lines, polar opposite styles as well. Carl Lefu just charging out that outside line. Uncle Dad with the nifty little footwork on the inside.
It's a great start to this game. Team Canada sending out number 110, Mr. Testosterone with the star. He will be up against number 47, Silencio.
Jam underway, and we still have an empty penalty box going into this second jam. Silencio stuck at the back behind a big wedge of white, gets taken to the outside, going to get taken back by red to the jam line. Meanwhile, Mr. Testosterone also being knocked out to that outside line. They seem to be favouring that approach at this point, Sonia.
They seem to be sticking to the lines, yes, instead of going up the middle. But it seems to have worked out for Mexico as they pick up lead jam, but he bridges himself back behind the jam line. He'll have to go through that pack again.
Certainly does. Did look like he re-entered clean, but always better safe than sorry in these situations. Meanwhile, Mr. Testosterone out and eligible to score. So
oh, and it looks like Silencio is picking up a hitting some sort of penalty.
Now, I'm not up to date on my new hand signal, so we might have to check this one. I believe it's illegal contact. I'm not sure.
Oh, high block.
High block.
Blocking with the head? Blocking with the head. That's the one.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm Canadian. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm Scottish, that's my excuse. But it does mean we're going to have a power jam for Team Canada, and of course, no more lead jammers, so this one's going to go the full 2 minutes.
So Mr. Testosterone has passed the star off to, I believe that is Andre Morrison.
That is Walker for Canada, now in possession of the star, so now the active jammer.
That is Walker.
4 points in the air for Canada, and a little bit of a scrum coming up to turn 3 here.
With Silencio out of the box, he gets through for his initial pass. No points scored by Mexico so far. Walker taking a hit to the outside. He is quick back up on his feet. Oh, and he picks up a cut track penalty. He thought it was a no pass, no point, but it was in fact a cut. He will sit in the box for 30 seconds. Our cheese ball bearings penalty box.
Jam comes to a natural conclusion there. 4 points picked up by Canada there. Another 4 for Mexico, so they finally got points on the board. 8 is going to play 4 with just under 27 minutes left of this 30-minute game. Alex Storm now starting for Mexico.
And he will have the power start as Canada's jammer awaiting his remaining seconds in the penalty box.
That's right. But Mexico left with only 3 blockers on the track. It'll be interesting to see how that affects their offense in this power jam, but we'll see what happens. Bit more relaxed now coming into the apex, but here's the sweep. Looks a bit like on point kind of blocking here. No pass, no penalty on the outside line, so we have Alex Storm out and eligible to score, but not the lead. Beautiful
footwork there by Alex Storm. He managed to stay in by his toe stops, but the no pass, no point will not award him the lead jam status.
Meanwhile, Walker released from the bin now and engaging with that Mexico wall at the back. And that is a cut track penalty assessed on Alex Storm, so the power jam momentum is going to swap into Canada's favor here.
I could hear that hit echoing across the wood floors here as he fell to the outside. And Walker, fresh off his penalty, earns lead jam status for Team Canada.
So technically speaking, almost a minute there without lead jam. Obviously, Alex Storm breaking out there. Huge apex hop there.
Beautiful apex jump by Walker on that one. Let's see if he can do it again.
Despite how slippery these floors are, there's been a lot of that nifty little maneuvering on the inside lane. A lot of hops, a lot of jumps. And yeah, Walker.
And here we'll see.
So that's on the outside line. That's the no pass, no penalty.
That's the cut track that Alex Storm incurred. And here is the apex jump by Gordon Walker. There he goes.
Yeah, just
up and away.
Right there. Sees the gap, uses it.
And just barely sticking that landing. Beautiful. Up next on the jam line, we've got 338 Flustercluck up against Chino. Flustercluck fighting against a solid tripod of Mexico blockers at the front of the pack. He's trying the outside, he's trying the inside, manages to stay in. He is lead jammer, but bridges himself back just to keep it safe.
That's right, and Chino released now and out and eligible to score. So Flustercluck calls off that jam, sees the danger, doesn't want to give up that tentative lead that they have here. Only a 10-point spread right now, Sonia.
Absolutely, when you have control, you want to keep it. So Better have 0-0 than any points at all.
That's right. 18 is going to play 8 now, coming to the 5th jam of the game. If you've just joined us, first off, where the heck have you been? Secondly, you're watching Canada versus Mexico here on track 1 of the Men's Roller Derby World Cup. Canada in the white and red, Mexico in the black with green accents. Carl Fu up to jam for Mexico against D-Ray for Canada.
And if anyone follows the Team Canada Facebook or Instagram, you can see a photo of Death Ray's helmet. Of course, it's covered by the star right now, but I believe his sister customized that for him. It's got some beautiful artwork.
Oh, that's very nice. Hopefully find a photo of that later. Carla Fu is going to go off for a cut track penalty, so this is going to be a power jam to Canada. D-Ray is going to be out as your lead jammer.
Blockers jostling for position as Death Ray comes back into play. Death Ray trying to push up the middle, but those Mexico blockers are quick to reform in front of them.
Play starting to slow down as we come towards turn 3. D-Ray is going to get knocked back, taken to the start straight away by Mexico's pivot. And that wedge is just going to reform around them, and they're doing a great job of killing this power jam, Sonia.
Indeed, our two ball bearings penalty box is filled with Canada blockers and one from Mexico. That'll give us a small pack for the next jam.
That's right, watching this replay now. There's
beautiful offensive move by Spencer Sleep there to get Death Ray through.
Next up, we're going to have Silencio for Mexico. Uncle Dad up for Canada.
Is he your uncle?
I don't know. He might be my dad.
He's Uncle Dad.
He's Uncle Dad. Oh, no. Last minute change. Mr. Testosterone is now the
sneaky
jammer of record for Canada. Very nifty little technique, but it's going to be Silencio who takes lead jammer for Mexico.
Mr. Testosterone finding room on the inside line. He is through for his initial pass. Takes a break to check his helmet cover and gets back to action. And Silencio is going to call off that jam.
Quite relaxed call off there. We've seen a lot of really frantic ones in the last few hours.
Absolutely, that casual backward skating.
That's right. But we see there in the replay, Mr. Testosterone right off the bat, not even having had a few seconds on the line, right into the offense against Silencio. Doesn't manage to hold him back, though.
But Silencio only had 2 blockers to beat on Team Canada. He made easy work of it.
Certainly
did. With 21.5 minutes left in this game, Canada sitting at 23 points, Mexico holding strong at 12.
That's right. Uncle Dad and Alex Storm are the jammers of record on this one. Canada still with a very light pack, meaning Alex Storm makes light work of those blockers. Gets through for lead jammer for Mexico.
Uncle Dad is just juking left and right and hops over the apex and on his toe stops, managed to stay in for his initial pass.
Pack starting to speed up into turn 3 here. Alex Storm ducks that hit.
Beautiful dip of the shoulder.
Quite effortlessly. Love a little bean dip around the corner. And there again, Alex Storm with 2 to beat at the front. Just wiggles round. Like it ain't no thing. Like it ain't no thing.
And you could see Uncle Dad just giving everything he's got against those blockers, and they weren't letting him have it.
That's right, and there's the excellent duck there. Just gets low enough where his center of gravity is just going to be a barrier to that blocker. And, well, you know what happened next. Chino up to jam there against Flustercluck.
Flustercluck at the back of the pack. He's up against a solid tripod. Sorry, 4-wall of Mexico blockers. Meanwhile, Chino is your lead jammer for Mexico.
That's right.
Flustercluck getting hit at the last minute to the infield. He'll get bridged back behind the pivot line. Will have to make his way through the pack again.
Both jammers constantly being recycled at this point. And yeah, it's going to be Chino breaking out and picking up those first 5 points of the jam. Flustercluck knocked to the outside, takes a little while to recover, gonna get recycled back to the apex there. Chino knocked to the outside, calls the jam from the deck there, Sonia.
Indeed they did. Let's see a replay of how Chino picked up the lead jam status.
And we have had a lead change, as noticed by our colleagues over on House. 25, there plays 23 in favor of Mexico. Just under 20 minutes. And again, We said this from the beginning. This is going to be a close game, Sonia.
Absolutely. And they only have 30 minutes to play this game. There are no timeouts. There are no official reviews. Or, no, the clock doesn't stop. So they only have 30 minutes.
No one. Carla Fu and D-Ray out to jam. Mexico with their pivot in the men. Not really helpful for Carla Fu, but doesn't seem to be slowing him down. He's pushing ahead against that white wedge at the front.
Beautiful one-on-one blocking by Naked Alien up against D-Ray.
That's going to be a no pass, no point there. So Carla Fu is out as he's eligible to score. D-Ray, though, is your lead jammer, chasing them down.
Carla Fu attempting to call it off, but he is not the lead jammer. He will not be successful.
Certainly not. Just flapping about his arms for nothing, really.
D-Ray on the outside decides to call it off. He picks up 3 more points for Team Canada. 2 points awarded to Mexico.
That's right. There's that no pass, no point. You see the Canada blocker, number 17, Daniel Zimmer, just narrowly going out behind the jammer. And that's where you get the no pass, no penalty. And that's what did the thing.
Mr. Testosterone with the star for Team Canada. Silencio for Mexico.
And looking at the points per jam that you can see on your screen right now, it's been a very even split. Mexico just in the last few jams just picking up that added steam and really getting the momentum into this game.
And that's all you need to do it in these 30-minute games. Just need that little breakaway with the points. And no pass, no point. That means Mr. Testosterone will not be the lead jammer. Silencio will have to work his way through the pack to earn that lead status. Oh, he picks up a blocking with the head penalty. This will be a full 2-minute jam.
That's right. Meanwhile, 5 points in the air from Mr. Testosterone. 31 is going to play 27 in favor of Canada.
Blockers.
So that is another lead change.
Blockers are jostling for position as Mr. Testosterone comes back into play. Mr. Testosterone is signaling to his players to provide some offense. There's the sweep, and he is through for a 5-point scoring pass.
That was a sweep from sleep, I might add.
2 sleeps.
Both of them.
I believe they're a brother and sister team.
Mr. Testosterone attempting the apex hop there. Narrowly cuts the track. Recycles back. And it looks like, yeah, there is Silencio with the star in hand. Now out and eligible to score. But of course, this jam's going to go the full 2 minutes. We don't have a lead jammer. Silencio knocked to the outside again. Going to get drawn back by one of the sleeps.
One of the sleeps, 2 of the sleeps, all of the sleeps. And he's also pushed back by pitch scoring.
Red sleep, blue sleep.
I sleep, you sleep.
We all sleep for ice cream. Back to the action on track. Bit of a pile up coming into turn 3 now, but only 10 seconds left on the clock. Silencio dragged back there.
Sorry, I can't stop.
I seem to have broken Sonia. We may need a replacement Sonia. No, we're all good. We're all good. But there's that replay. There's that duck in the dive. Mr. Testosterone just narrowly staying in. No pass, no penalty.
Just a weave of his skate was just enough to get him that no pass, no point. But some excellent footwork staying upright. Got another replay here of Mr. Testosterone getting through. That was his first scoring pass, I believe.
I believe you might be right. Uncle Dad is up to jam for Canada now against Alex Torres. It's going to be Uncle Dad who is lead jammer.
Team Canada scored 14 points in that last jam. That was the highest of the game so far.
That's correct, and that's what's fueled this lead change right here. They picked up another 5 points there. 45 now plays 29. Alex Torres bursting out like a bat out of hell there. Now out and eligible to score.
Uncle Dad finds room on the outside, gets his hips passed, and calls off the jam. He will pick up 3 points for Canada, holding Mexico scoreless.
Under 15 minutes left in this game, so we're halfway through this game already. Looking at the points per jam, again, it's just been that last few jams where Canada have built up a head of steam and really extended that lead. So Mexico still with all to play for here, but they're really going to have to tighten up that defense.
Absolutely, and with that, they are going to send out Chino with the star. He is facing off against Death Ray.
slow pack here on the straightaway. Chino digging in the shoulder against that triangle of white in the front. Meanwhile, D-Ray is...
it looked like he gave that blocker a hug.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Aww.
Probably didn't, but let's just
It's
pretend.
good to have camaraderie.
Yeah.
Chino at the back of the pack against a solid tripod from Team Canada. Deathray picking up the no pass, no point. He is not your lead jammer.
But is out and eligible to score. Meanwhile, Chino is going to be lead jammer. Looking for the signal from the bench. Not quite sure what to do. It looks like he's going to run it.
But Deathray, unchallenged, gets through for a 4-point scoring pass for Team Canada.
Of course, Mexico having a little bit of penalty trouble right now. 2 blockers in the bend, so looking to use this opportunity just to kill those penalties and get more people on the track, I guess.
So currently we have 2 blockers from Mexico sitting in the cheeseball bearings penalty box. 3 blockers now, so it'll be a very short pack, very small pack for the start of the next jam. Only 1 blocker from Canada.
That's Pablex up. Pablex and Naked Alien are on the track, but I don't think that... Yeah, it's going to be Naked Alien, who is the single blocker on track.
And Flustercluck with the star challenges Naked Alien, bowls him over. He is your lead jammer for Canada.
Meanwhile, Carla Fu out and eligible to score, but Flustercluck is going to call that jam. 3 points for Canada. Let's look at this run here. Flustercluck sees Naked Alien, just decides, you know what, you're going to get my shoulder.
You know, he's in Spain. He's acting like one of those bulls, you know?
Yep.
Doro.
Uncle Dad up the jam there against Alex Storm. Scores on the doors if you're not watching. 55 to Canada, 32 to Mexico. 23-point spread, if my maths is correct.
And we've just got over 12 minutes left in this game. So Uncle Dad at the back of the pack, a solid tripod from Team Mexico. Oh, and he's knocked out at the last moment by Drieger.
Alex Storm coming back into re-engage with that wall at the front. Uncle Dad has only got 2 to beat at the back. And yeah, Alex Storm, lead jammer for Mexico. They sorely need it. And yeah, that looks like a cut track penalty assessed on Uncle Dad. This is going to be a Mexico power jam. And yep, this is what they need to change the momentum into their favor.
This could be what turns it around for Mexico. So Uncle Dad sitting in our cheeseball bearings penalty box. Alex Storm, oh, that was a tough one. It looked like he got kicked in the face of it there.
Looks a little bit.
No penalty assessed for it, though. Oh, a penalty goes to Alex Storm. Oh, a low block penalty. That's why.
And it looks like a second penalty may have been assessed there as well. I'm not quite sure.
And insubordination appears to be. Or misconduct now. I don't think we have insubordination penalties anymore, if I'm correct.
This is the predicament when there's a rule change or a change in practices so close to a big tournament, but we do have to learn to adapt to the changes in our practices. Meanwhile, Uncle Dad, the jammer of note, back on track, fielding this Canada Power Jam. This one will go the full 2 minutes. Only 20 seconds left on the clock right now. Uncle
Dad putting his full body weight on there. He's got 2 left to beat from Team Mexico. Alex Storm, fresh off his penalty, makes his way through the pack, but he picks up a forearm, and he will report back to the cheeseball bearings penalty box, and that brings us to the end of this jam. So we got a replay here.
Just that little twirl around on the inside line gets Alex Storm through as lead jammer. Great footwork from the Mexican jammer there. We're going to a team timeout called by Team Mexico. Great time to mention one of our sponsors, Roller Derby Elite, the brand that is the sport, proud sponsor of Worldwide Roller Derby and platinum sponsor of Team USA. I don't know what platinum sponsorship gets you, but it sounds fancy.
That sounds very fancy.
It does.
We all know platinum is one of the best levels.
It's true. And let's not forget Sucker Punch Skate Shop, the largest derby owned and operated store in Europe, operating online and brick and mortar, heavily involved in the European derby community on a number of levels, best known for their reliable service, honest advice and competitive prices, as well as a huge range of top quality products. Visit Sucker Punch Skate Shop online for all of your derby gear needs. Excuse me, I'm getting a little tongue-tied.
So we are seeing a replay of Flustercluck taking on Naked Alien again. Look at that. He's just airborne. Makes easy work of picking up that lead jam status. So with the power start, Team Canada will be sending out number 101, Potty Mouth, with the star. Blockers opting to line up at the pivot line at this moment. And Team Mexico having 2 blockers in the cheese ball bearings penalty box and the jammer. That'll make a small pack for Potty Mouth to make his way through. Finds room on the inside line. Easy work. Picks up lead jam status for Canada.
Mexico blockers returning to the track slowly but surely now. They're pivot standing and returning to the track. Potty Mouth's going to push away on that outside line. Keeps in by virtue of toe stops, but no to the outside of the apex. Going to get dragged back by Pablex. And yet, narrowly stays in there again. 5 points, Canada.
With Alex Storm back into play, Potty Mouth will make his way into the pack again for another scoring pass for Canada. Alex Storm with 2 left to beat at the front, but Walker is not making it easy for him.
Not at all, but now out and eligible to score. Jam called there. No points in the sky for Mexico. Looking to see if any points are going to be reported for Canada. But let's see this little maneuver here. Canada jammer getting knocked out there by, I believe, Pablex. Just digs in the shoulder.
Then Red was quick to knock out that jammer. Don't touch my jammer.
Silencio is your jammer for Team Mexico now against Mr. Testosterone for Canada. Soars on the doors right now, 36 to Mexico, 64 to Canada, under 7 minutes left on the clock.
Beautiful offensive move by Mr. Testosterone as he knocked out Silencio, or fed him to Zimmer. Of course, 2 of the blockers from Team Canada are sitting in the cheese ball bearing penalty box, so there is a pack disadvantage to Canada at the moment.
Doesn't seem to be hurting them too much. Those 2 blockers are managing to hold Silencio pretty effectively.
Absolutely. These 2 players from Canada are very experienced, so they are no stranger to being shorthanded.
That's right. Mr. Testosterone is your lead jammer now for Canada. Silencio only about a third of a lap behind.
Mr. Testosterone coming up against the wall of Mexico, but it's knocked down, calls off the jam. Mexico earning 3 points.
And looking here, there's that run up that gives Mr. Testosterone lead. Only a second ahead of Mexico's jammer there. Just seconds really matter in this format.
Every inch matters, that's all you need.
That's true. Chino is the jammer for Mexico now, D-Ray for Canada. And we are having a team timeout called by Team Canada. Let's talk about bruised skate straps. Skates don't quite fit right. Don't let the foot heel slippage mess with your game. Check out bruised skate straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to keep your feet in place, so that you can improve your. Be better with bruised skate straps. BruisedSN.com.
Sounded like Porky Pig there for a moment.
That's all, folks. And you may be able to see on your screen right now results from, or update from the game next door on track 2. Scotland winning by about 50 points to Colombia's Zilch.
They still have 23 minutes left in that game, so it could go either way.
It really could. It really could. And that's a really important one, obviously, to decide who goes on to the next stage of the tournament. So
if you're just joining us, we have 4.5 minutes left in the Canada versus Mexico bout. Canada sitting at 65 points, Mexico holding strong at 39.
D-Ray and Chino taking the star for their teams. Looks like we're going to get back underway very soon.
Sorry, I forgot to mention Canada in the white jerseys. Mexico is in the black with the green accents.
Jam on the
That full wall at the front.
Mexico with the blocker disadvantage right now. Chino is the jammer pushing ahead, but it is going to be D-Ray, who is your lead jammer for Canada. Chino assessed with a cut track penalty and an insubordination. So
he did not leave the track immediately. He acknowledged his penalty, kept skating inbounds, and picked up an additional penalty. That'll leave D-Ray on a super jam for my friends in Quebec.
D-Ray twirls around there on the inside lane, narrowly managed to stay in. Canada with the goat at the back, allowing D-Ray a little bit of an easier passage through on the inside line. 5 points, Canada.
D-Ray with a nice little jersey assist there. Let's see if he will repeat that for us. D-Ray trying to challenge those links in the Mexico tripod. Tichborne hitting G.I. Joel to the outside, trying to get a goat. But G.I. Joel is having none of it. He will wait on the out of bounds mark.
So D-Ray still pushing ahead. Got 2 to beat at the front. Now joined by Trash for Mexico. Really solid wedge right there. Just can't get any purchase. Meanwhile, Chino's back on the track, looking to try to push his way further as well.
Just solid 2 blockers from Mexico.
Forearms call there after that huge hit from number 6 Tichborne.
It took Death Ray a moment to get up there, but he is back in action.
Chino's going back to the bend. I don't know that I saw the signal correctly, but it looked like a multiplayer block was signaled. I'm not sure. But we'll go with that. Jam comes to a conclusion there. 5 more points in the air for Canada. Let's look at this replay here. This replay brought to you by VMAX. And there's D-Ray just finding that little hop, skip, and a jumper on the inside line. Excellent footwork there from the Canadian jammer. And there's that huge hit from Tichborne.
There's that hit. He was a little slow to get up from that one.
It looked like he took a bit of a knock. 5 seconds call. Uncle Dad is the jammer of record on Canada.
So Jeff Tichborne sitting in the box for a multiplayer block. And Chino serving the remaining seconds of his penalty in the cheese ball bearings penalty box. And Uncle Dad is through for lead jam for Team Canada. Back at a standstill as they await jammers to come back into play. Walker trying to provide a bit of offense, but he hits it and quits it. Oh, there he goes again, trying to provide a bit more offense for Uncle Dad.
Bit of a scrum pack coming into turn 2. Canada losing their pivot. That's going to be number 5.
Red.
Red. That's an easy one. I should have remembered that.
Just like the color on their jersey accents.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Red plays for red.
Huh. Dino Roar going off to the bin as well as Naked Alien. So a bit of a light pack now. Must be a bit of a big sale going on in there. Everyone wants to be. Uncle Dad picks up 5 whole points.
Nahwal being sent to the penalty box. He looks absolutely menacing with his mask on. Oh, I wouldn't want to come up against a blocker with a mask.
Certainly not. 4 more points for Uncle Dad. Pack slowing down now, coming into the first apex. Chino just struggling to make any purchase there against the Canada wall. Really pushing hard. Starting to get a little progress.
But Uncle Dad picks up another 4-point pass. Just taking off with Canada's lead.
And that is all she wrote. Unofficial final score at this time. 39 points to Mexico, but 94 to Canada. Solid game from both teams. We knew it was going to be close, but 50 points close. That's surprising.
Mexico did briefly have the lead, and then Canada just took off with it. I think they held them scoreless for quite a few jams.
That's certainly really true. But as we see at this stage of the tournament, looking at the points per jam, again, Canada's managed to pick up head of steam in the middle jams and ran away with that lead for quite some time. But Mexico never really let them get too far out of hand at any point.
No, they absolutely did not make it easy, especially that 2-wall against Death Ray.
That's right. So yeah, final score, 43 points to Mexico. And we're looking at the number of lead jams here. 11 lead jammer status is awarded to Canada, only 6 to Mexico. So again, the value of getting lead jam consistently at this level of play is just, it goes without saying.
Absolutely, but this was an amazing game to watch. Great spectacle of great display of athleticism by both teams.
That certainly was.
Thank you for the game. Thanks, everyone.
And that'll do it for us on track number 1.
Yeah, next up, it's France versus Ireland on this track. And we'll see you all later on. I've been the Great Smacksby.
And I am Sonia Blade.
See you next time.